We ready to rock and roll. We ready to rock and roll. It's been a pretty interesting day so far. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Tuesday. I think today is 22222. 22222. Yeah, today is 2222. Today is 222 Tuesday. Happy 2222 Tuesday. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are coming on, please hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly Dolly, everybody, and let them know your boy, Prophet Ramon, and the squad, we're live right here on this 222 Tuesday, right in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. And I am super excited. You see, I'm rocking my next level gear. I've been rocking it lately a little bit more. I kind of fell off from it for a little bit, so I had to bring it back out of the closet. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I am your host, Ramon Preston. Every Monday through Friday, we show up here on this show to give you information, to help you become more financially literate, to help you build a successful business, to help you grow and expand your ministry or nonprofit, to help you develop strategies for investing and wealth building. This is what we do. And everything that I share with you on this show is a reflection of my life personally as a leader in the faith community, as a leader in the business community. God has given me an assignment to bring both of those worlds together and to demonstrate that you can be just as successful economically as you can be solid spiritually if you're willing to do the work and put those principles to practice in your life. And that's what I've done. That's what we provide here at Ramon Preston Enterprises. And the information we share with you is a direct extension of all of our divisions, whether it's our training division, coaching division, consulting division. Even in our ministry, we do a lot of training. We do a lot of developing because we want to see people live in their next level. And in order for you to live in your next level, you have to get the right information. You have to get the right training. You have to build that muscle, build that mindset, develop those skill sets, get those strategies and those systems and processes in place. And when you put all that stuff together and start putting it into practice, you will see results. So welcome to the show. If you're just coming on, please hit the like button, hit the share button, tag somebody, and let me know what city, what state, what country, wherever you are. Let me know where you're watching us from. Today, I'm going to be talking about step 5 of our millionaire plan. Just in case you don't know, if you don't know, now you know, just in case you don't know, I want you to know that I have put together a 5-step millionaire plan, and we have built courses and lessons around these 5 steps, and we call it our Millionaire Blueprint. Maybe you've heard about our blueprint before. Maybe you've participated in it before. Maybe you're a member of our Millionaire Blueprint program. Whatever the case is, we have a Millionaire Blueprint. That's what we call it. It is a 5-step wealth building system that provides online education and training for financial literacy, for entrepreneurship, for business ownership, for real estate investing, and for family wealth building. And so if you get access to this Millionaire Blueprint and you use the 5 steps that I have provided, you're able to create a financial plan to get you from 0 to wherever you want to go. That's what those 5 steps are all about. Now, I had to figure these 5 steps out because when I started my wealth building journey, when I started my process of becoming a millionaire, getting financially free, getting out of debt, getting a peace of mind, and putting my family in a solid situation economically. When I first started, I didn't have these 5 steps. So that's why I consider these 5 steps to be my personal playbook. And that's why this Millionaire Blueprint is what has made me who I am today. And I want to extend that to you. But before we get into selling you a program, offering you a product, I want you to at least understand that if you do not have a plan, you plan to fail by default. So there's a saying, you may have heard it before. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So you have to have a plan. And in your finances, this plan should be a practical, step-by-step solution and strategy-based process. So no matter where you want to go in your life financially, whether you want to be debt-free and have $100,000 sitting in your bank account, or maybe you want to make $100,000 a year. Maybe you want to be a millionaire. Maybe you want $1 million of cold cash, or maybe you want to make $1 million a year. Maybe you want to be a billionaire. I don't know where your ultimate financial goal is, but wherever your financial goal is, whatever your financial dreams are, or let me just put it in another way, just in case you don't have clear financial goals. If you put a list together of all the things you want to do, you want to buy your mom a house, you want to pay off your house, you want to be debt free, you want to build schools. Like if you start adding all the things up in terms of dollar amounts to help explain what you want to do, you're going to realize that it's going to take a certain dollar amount to get that done. Whether it's 100,000, whether it's 1 million, or whether it's 1 billion. So your financial plan, although it is directly associated to a financial number, right? Your financial plan is really fueled by the desires and the dreams you have in your heart, the things you want to do for the people, for the places, and for the things that God has given you a desire and a dream to do. So when you hear me talking about getting the bag and becoming a millionaire, and when I'm always pitching and selling you and offering you my Millionaire Blueprint, my Millionaire Mentorship program, or coaching and consulting, whatever it is that I'm selling, I want you to understand my passion behind it is fueled by my purpose for it. So I have a passion to make money. I have a passion to build a business. I have a passion to be successful. I have a passion to get wealthy, right? But I have a purpose for why I want to get rich, for why I want to get wealthy. Because I know my purpose requires me to help a lot of people, to serve a lot of communities, and to really put people in a situation where they don't have to suffer and struggle economically. So this 5-step millionaire plan that I have been talking about for the last several days, we've talked about it up until today. Last Wednesday, I believe, or Thursday, we talked about step 1. Friday, we talked about step 2. Was it Thursday? Or maybe Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Because today is step 5 and it's Tuesday. So we're going to focus on what step 5 is. So maybe you don't remember what my 5-step millionaire plan is. But we've covered step 1. We've covered step 2. We've covered step 3. And we've covered step 4. Do you remember what those 5 are? Maybe you don't. If you don't, then I need you to either download my free millionaire manual. You could go to RamonPreston.com/free. RamonPreston.com/free. If you go to RamonPreston.com/free, you will get access to my 5-step millionaire plan. And with that 5-step millionaire plan, I actually provide it to you in a PDF form, just like this, what you see on my computer. It's a PDF version, very polished digital PDF version that you're able to download. And each of those 5 steps come with a breakdown. So each step, I give you a breakdown for how do you actually execute each step. And I also provide in this 5-step millionaire plan that I give you for free, I also provide walkthrough videos and tutorials to help you understand what each step is, what it means to me, how they work, and the things that you need to do. Now, of course, if you want to have access to all of the courses that we have that are corresponding courses or complementary courses to each step, you're going to have to get access to the full version of our Millionaire Blueprint. That would be the online education and training wealth building system that we've put together. Because again, as I mentioned, when I put these 5 steps together as a 5-step millionaire plan, it was the plan that I put together for me and for my wife on what we knew we needed to do to become millionaires. And each of those steps reflects a certain process that we had to go through and a certain level of education and learning we had to get in order to get to the next step. So all of the courses that we have on our Millionaire Blueprint, they correspond with and they complement each of these 5 steps. So I'm not just telling you on a PDF digital format what to do. I'm also showing you with a breakdown and with videos and with training and education how you can actually do it. So if you are already on our Millionaire Blueprint, then I would urge you to revisit the 5 steps. Walk through that particular module, familiarize yourself with those 5 steps, and see if you understand all the corresponding courses that we have that go with it. Because if you learn the fundamentals of financial literacy, if you learn the fundamentals of entrepreneurship, if you learn the fundamentals of business ownership, if you learn the fundamentals of real estate investing and family legacy wealth building, you're actually learning the 5 fundamentals for becoming a millionaire that correspond with this plan. I don't know if a lot of people who get access to my program understand how this 5 steps correspond with all of those courses. Most of the time when people get access to my Millionaire Blueprint, they just want to learn about the holding company. They just want to understand tax strategies, and all that's good, but you got to get all the information and work it together if you're going to truly become a millionaire, because it's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be becoming millionaires. It's not easy just to make 6 figures. I don't know where you are financially. I don't know what kind of job you got, what kind of business you got, but whether you are making 6 figures or not, you probably know it's hard just to make $100,000 in a year, because that means you have to make about $8,800 a month. That's not easy to do. That means you got to make about what? 20, maybe what? Let's just say $2,000 a week. That's not easy to do. It's not easy to make $2,000 a week, $8,800 a month, $100,000 a year. So when we talk about becoming a millionaire, it's even more harder, and it's more than 10 times harder, because $1 million is 10 times 100,000, but it's more than 10 times harder to put all of this information together in the form of systems and processes to make it work. So that means you need time, but you need the time to use to educate yourself. I always talk to my mentees who are in my mentorship program, people who are in my coaching program. We have a coaching call every Monday. Last night, 7 o'clock Eastern time, we hosted our weekly coaching call. And I think I probably mentioned it maybe 2 or 3 times on the coaching call. And I'm telling them, go back to the Millionaire Blueprint, rewatch those videos. If you've watched them all before, which nobody has done that, you would have to go back through them maybe 6 or 7 times to contain at least 50 to 60% of that information. So anyway, what is step 5? Let me give you step 5 of my millionaire plan, and then I'm gonna break it down a little bit and share some information with you on what step 5 should mean. So just in case you do not remember the first four steps, you can either go back and watch the videos that we've already done for the last 4 shows, or you can just go to RamonPreston.com/free. It's free 99 for you to have access to my 5-step millionaire plan, the PDF version of my manual, and it also has walkthrough tutorials and videos to just help you understand how the 5 steps work. Okay, I'm giving that to you for free. So let's talk about step 5. Step 5. Now, I just showed you on my other computer, I got a cheat sheet, so I don't have my screen behind my camera, so I can't just look behind you on a prompter and see anything, so I got to look down. So step 5 is to get wealthy. And I know that sounds a little vague, but I'll explain it to you in a minute. Step 5 is to get wealthy, be a blessing, and build a legacy of success. That's what step 5 is. Now you say, Prophet Ramon, how do I get to step 5? Well, step 1 is you have to save $1,000 or up to 1 month of total household expenses. That's the first thing you need to do. You need to save $1,000. If you don't know how to save $1,000, if you don't have the discipline, if you don't have the muscle, if you're not strong when it comes to money, then that means you have to educate yourself. You have to learn. This is why I have courses in my Millionaire Blueprint to help you learn the fundamentals of financial literacy. One of my courses is called the ABCs of Financial Literacy. Some of these courses are so powerful and they're so educational. I have some other things that I plan on doing with these courses, you know, not just books, but I have some other things that I'm working on doing with these courses. But you have to learn the fundamentals of financial literacy. That's why I call it the ABCs of financial literacy. So I use the A as an acronym for accounting. You have to at least understand the fundamentals of accounting. It may not be the sophisticated things, but the basics of accounting, like income and expense tracking, like financial planning, like banking, like risk management, like taxes, like investing and retirement. Those are considered to be the 7 components of accounting that I give some explanation on. The B is the acronym for balance sheets. You have to at least understand assets, liabilities, and net worth. And then the C is for cash flow. So I'm just showing you that there's a lot of information you have to learn if you have a problem getting through each of those steps. So step 1 is to save $1,000 or up to 1 month total household expenses. Step 2, pay off all your consumer debt. Once you pay off all your consumer debt using strategies like the debt snowball strategy or the debt avalanche strategy, or maybe there's another strategy you're using, we just want to pay it off. You go to step 3 to save 6 to 12 months of total household expenses. So whether you're a W-2, a 1099, or business owner, you have to know how much you need to cover your total expenses for your house and your business or your ministry or your side hustle for a certain amount of time. That in and of itself will give you so much peace of mind because you know you have reserves to cover you in the event anything happens that you are no longer able to make money for at least a window of time. Number 4, step 4 is the 40% rule. That is the hardest rule because you're trying to live off 60% of your income. So that means all the money that you got coming in order for you to use the 40% rule, you can't drastically change your lifestyle. That's what a lot of people do. A lot of people start making money and then they start living crazy. They start living crazy. Like I may be in a position to spend more money than I need to, or I may be in a position to buy certain things that I might want to buy, And it's still hard for me to spend that money and buy it because I be thinking, man, I got other things I can do with my money. How can I turn that money into something else? I literally have, like, I have close family members that are always saying, go ahead and spend a couple of dollars on yourself. You wear the same clothes. You don't do nothing for yourself. Because I be working on my business. I be working on growing. I be working on developing myself mentally. And I just don't really have time for that. So all I'm saying to you is when you get to step 4, the 40% rule, you really have to have a discipline to delay gratification in order for you to live by the 40% rule. And then it brings me to step 5, which, by the way, how many of you have access to my 5-step millionaire plan? Are you on my Millionaire Blueprint? Are you a mentee in my mentorship program? Are you a client in my coaching program? Maybe you're a licensee. I'm excited to have so many people build a relationship with me on so many levels. But if you don't have access to it, I need you to get access to it. I want you to get it, especially before income tax return time comes. If you have an income tax return coming, you want to get these 5 steps before you get that money. So I would love to know how many of you have access to it. And I don't want y'all to be lying, because I would ask, how many of y'all are actually living by these 5 steps? Like, y'all hear me talk about all this stuff, but what you don't understand is I still live by these 5 steps. My wife and I, we still live by these 5 steps. As a matter of fact, my wife and I, we are on step 5, and we are working on certain things now that we're going to be introducing in a couple weeks to our business community, which means all of you that have access to our Millionaire Blueprint, we have a couple new programs that we're about to introduce that are going to help you finish out your millionaire plan. I'm super excited about it. So I would love to know how many of you are actually using the 5 steps. Like, not just saying you're using it, but how many of y'all are actually using it? And I would love to, matter of fact, somebody walked up to me the other day. And they said, I just want you to know, like, this literally happened to me. They said, I just want you to know, well, a couple weeks ago, they walked up to me and they told me, I think they told me they had like $600 saved up for step 1 for their 1,000. And then just the other day, they told me they got 800. And so this week they said that they'll have the other 2, they'll have their 1,000. They'll be able to check step 1 off and they can go to step 2. I was like, wow, I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. So let's get into some details on how do you execute step 5. I mean, because these ain't nothing but just words. Okay, step 5, you're going to get wealthy, you're going to be a blessing, and you're going to build a legacy of wealth. Well, there are a few things you need to consider in step 5, all right? And I'll just talk about a few of them real quick. A few things you need to consider. So, number 1, you need to consider business development. You need to consider investment. Wow, that's a long word. Whew. Investment diversification. So you need to focus on the D words, development and diversification. These are the words that you need to focus on. Now, if you have access to my my manual, you will see that it says step 5, breakdown. Use the holding company concept to diversify and develop, diversify and develop, diversify and develop, diversify and develop your for-profit, your nonprofit, organizational enterprise for living and giving, for living and giving. So when you are working on executing step 5, you have to think about living and giving, if that makes sense. You have to think about living and giving. Living and giving. Another way of saying that is you have to think about your life. I'm talking about your life now, your natural life now. But you also have to think about your legacy. Your legacy. This is not just your life, but this is going to be your afterlife, your legacy. And the only way you're going to be able to maintain stability and success in your life for living and giving, and in your legacy for living and giving, is if you have properly developed your business, your organization the right way. All right. And if you have diversified your investments, meaning that you have put certain things in place to secure your life and to secure your legacy. So here's how I would, if I don't know how to draw that well, but if I had to, I would say, here's you. Let me just put you here. This is you. I'm going to see if I can get away with this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this off drawing, but I guess I'll try it. That's you. So when you start thinking about step 5, you're going to be thinking about having a family. This is like next level stuff right here. You're going to think about having a family trust, or it may be multiple trusts, right? But under that trust, you're probably going to have a holding company. I'm going to just kind of spell it out for you. You're going to have holding company. You may have operating entities. You may have investments. You're going to have intellectual. I don't even know if I spelled that right. Intellectual assets. And other multiple assets, other multiple assets that all fall under the umbrella of the holding company that in a perfect world will be owned by a family trust, which will be owned by you. So that's step 5. That's how you get wealthy. That's how you get wealthy. That's how you be a blessing, and that's how you build a legacy of success. Okay, another thing that step 5 includes, just on a practical level, it's going to include you making sure you got the right life insurance. That should be like, these are just like some of the simple fixes. You want to have life insurance. I didn't put life insurance, even though life insurance may be one of these assets. But it could be heirlooms. Can I spell heirlooms? It could be family heirlooms. It could be real estate. It could be certain businesses. It could be certain businesses, and of course it could be certain investments. So you want to make sure that if you're getting to step 5, you have executed all the other steps, and now you got money to play with. Now you're able to diversify and continue developing your businesses out, because at some point you ain't gonna want to like do the operation of the business. You ain't gonna want to be here operating your entities. So you're gonna want to build your businesses and develop your businesses in a way that you just become the asset manager. And so this is one of the reasons why I'm excited, because in the next couple weeks, we're going to be adding new programs to our Millionaire Blueprint, and we're going to be teaching our students and our clients how to start family trusts, how to take their holding companies and how to develop them out, build them out, and diversify them, and how to leverage all of the assets that you may have interconnected to your life to put them under your holding company, which may very well be under your family trust. I'm super, super excited about that. I'm super, super excited about that. So for those of you that, if you do not know about family trust, if you do not know about wills, if you do not know a whole lot about estate planning, this ties into step 5 of my 5-step millionaire plan. Because once you get to step 5, how you gonna get wealthy? Well, you're gonna get wealthy by using the systems that you've put together to start developing them, building them out, expanding them, and diversifying them. Meaning that, I'm not talking about diversified, meaning that I'm gonna go buy 10 Amazon stock, I'm gonna go buy 5 Tesla stock. I'm not talking about that diversification. I'm talking about you being able to have yourself sit on the mountain of your trust, your holding companies, your operating entities, your investments, and all of your assets tied to this system that you've put together. So whether you have assets of life insurance, that could be an asset. Even if it's not an asset for you, depending on what kind you got, it's going to be an asset for your heirs. It's going to be an asset for your descendants, right? You're going to have assets of, you're going to have certain. See, when you start building step 5, you're going to start having spiritual assets. They're spiritual assets. It's just certain beliefs we have that are assets to my family. You're going to have intellectual assets. You're going to have physical assets. You're going to have financial assets. These are all assets that should be connected to your family trust, should be connected to your holding company, and everything else that falls under that banner, under that umbrella. This is how you're going to get wealthy, and this is how you're going to sustain that wealth, and this is how you're going to put you and your family in the best situation. So if you have any questions, I would love for you to drop your questions in the comments. I'll do my best to answer any of those questions. If not today while we're live, I'll go back and reread your questions, and I'll make sure I answer them either on the next show, or if you type it in the comments, maybe we can just reach back out to you and answer it through messaging. But I'm so passionate about helping my tribe, my people, my community learn these wealth building principles. But again, you can't expect, I'm not saying you do, but my community, our people, anybody, we just can't expect for people to do all this hard work to figure these things out and to just say, okay, I'm just going to give it to you. The truth is, if all you get is things that's given to you for free, you really don't appreciate them the same. You don't value them the same like you do when you pay for it, when you're able to invest in it. So I really want you, if you know that this is something that you need to do, you need to have these 5 steps as a financial plan so you can start putting yourself in the best economic position to really build a legacy of wealth for you and for your family. So as I said, I'm giving you free access to my 5-step millionaire plan. It's free. You could go to RamonPreston.com. I didn't put .com on there. RamonPreston.com/free. But again, here's what I want you to understand. You're going to get the digital version of my manual with all the 5 steps on it. It also has the breakdown for each step to show you how you actually execute it. And I have a few tutorial walkthrough videos just to help you understand what this millionaire plan is about and to help you understand what training you need to execute that. If I'm just showing you what to do and I'm giving you a breakdown of how it needs to get done, but you are not trained to do it, you have not gotten that information, then you have to make the investment to get the full version of our Millionaire Blueprint, okay? And in order for you to get the full version of our Millionaire Blueprint, you need to text the word millionaire. You could text this word right here to 404-478-7213. You can text millionaire. We have a payment plan option for you that you are able to get access to it today. You don't have to pay it all in full. You could pay monthly payments over the course of a year. It comes out to be about $125 a month for 12 months. I mean, come on. For $125, you could get access to this information today so that you can start learning about financial literacy, entrepreneurship, how to start and structure holding companies, how to file and form your paperwork, how to create divisions and subsidiaries. You'll start learning about creative tax strategies. You'll start learning about sales and marketing, real estate investing. And as I just mentioned, within the next 2 weeks, we're going to be introducing a new program on our Millionaire Blueprint. And it is going to be centered around family trusts, wills, life insurance. It's going to be centered around estate planning. We're going to be showing you what you need to do to set you and your family up for the next several generations. I want your descendants and your heirs to get in on what you're doing right now. That's what I'm doing for my family, and I want to do it for yours. But guess what? You got to be willing to make that investment. We also have a Millionaire Mentorship program. If you want to be a part of my weekly coaching calls that we host every week, if you want to have access to all of our quarterly masterminds and workshops, we have a Millionaire Mentorship program. We actually have a special offer that we are extending this week because I just feel so good. I actually introduced it yesterday for the first time, and I've already had a couple people that responded to it because it's an offer you can't refuse. So if you are interested in learning more about our Millionaire Mentorship program, it actually comes with our Millionaire Blueprint. So you get 1 year access to our Millionaire Blueprint and our mentorship program, but you also get access to our weekly mentorship calls, our coaching calls. We host them every week. They're live Zooms, they're virtual. You get access to all of our quarterly workshops and masterminds. We host a mastermind workshop. It's a 1-day event. We do a deep dive on the nuts and bolts of sales, marketing, financial systems and tax strategies, business systems, holding companies, divisions, subsidiaries. We just deep dive into all those things that we know you need in order to be successful. I don't know how to give you just a little bit of information knowing that it took me to get all this information to do what I'm doing. Because when I started my millionaire journey, when I started my entrepreneurial journey, I didn't have access to a lot of information. I didn't have money. I didn't have resources. I didn't have nothing. So I figured it out. I scrapped it out. I grinded. I hustled. I self-taught, self-educated. And once I broke through, I was like, man, there's just no way most people are ever going to figure out how to get all this information and put it together and make sense. I knew that. Like I truly, when I look back at my life, I truly understand why most people never become millionaires, why they never get rich, why they never get wealthy, why they never get financially free. It's so hard, and there's so many things you need to learn. You know, it blesses me because, oh, by the way, in our mentorship program, I've also added as a bonus, you get access to our Headquarter Days. So here in my headquarters, we host Millionaire Headquarter Days. So every Thursday, I have a select group of people that come in every week. It may not be every week, but we'll schedule you to come in if you would like to as a mentee. So one of the couples that we have here, we're very close to them, but just to hear, he always tells me this. He always says, I just didn't know how much goes into running a business and, you know, how much you know and you do until I show up here on Thursdays and see all the things that you're doing and how you know all these things. Because I realized it. I got to a point in my life where I was like, man, I don't think I'm gonna ever get financially free. I don't think I'm gonna ever be a millionaire. I don't think it's gonna ever happen, because it just seemed like it was just so hard. You try one thing, it don't work. You try something else, it don't work. And once I figured it out, I knew to myself, I was like, man, this is why most people never do it. Because I can't even tell you how many times I gave up. In my mind, I was like, man, it ain't gonna happen for me. Maybe it ain't God's will for me. I tried to talk myself out of it so many times because it was that hard. I was like, man, it's unreal. Like, how does this happen for people? How do people get financially free? And I used to always wonder, man, wow, how does it feel to be there? And once I figured it out, I was like, God, I promise you, I'm gonna create a platform that I can teach your people, educate them, and show them that there is a way, and I want to make it as practical as possible. Well, we've done that in our Millionaire Blueprint. We've done that in our Millionaire Mentorship program. And even for people who want to do like I'm doing, coaching and consulting and training, that's why I just launched our licensing and certification program. I want to give people everything I got. But again, you got to be willing to make the investment. So if you're interested, just feel free to text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. Hey, I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. We're headed to South Florida tomorrow, so we won't be live here in our headquarters tomorrow. I probably still go live while I'm down there tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be right at noon or not, but we'll see. Love y'all. Have an amazing day. Thank you for joining the Ramon Preston Show. And please subscribe to our YouTube page. Please follow us on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, everywhere at Ramon Preston.